Hi, Derek Bryan, owner of Miramar Recovery Centers in Laguna Beach, California. The topic of this segment is success rates in substance abuse treatment programs. It's a very common question that we're asked every day, numerous times. Clients themselves or their families or loved ones want to know what our success rate is or what their loved one can expect having completed a treatment program. The issue of success rates is problematic and difficult to answer for a couple of reasons. The first issue is reporting deficiencies. It's very difficult to get accurate reporting, first of all, because we never know, first of all, if the clients who have completed recovery are reporting accurately. Secondly, the sample. Many programs do not report data. They're concerned about privacy issues, confidentiality issues, and so they're very loath to report any information regarding past clients. So there's not only a question of accuracy in the reporting, but there's also a very small number of programs who actually report this information. The second issue involves the point that there really is no standardized method for defining success. There is no true definition of success that's universally used. Some programs define success as remaining drug or substance free for 6 months following treatment or 12 months following treatment. Others define success in different ways, perhaps in terms of reduced relapse periods of time. The client may relapse, but it's for a less period of time than they have in the past. So there's really a lot of question as to what is the true definition of success. And that being the case, it's very, very difficult to say, well, we have a 60% success rate or we have an 80% success rate when no one's really using any sort of a standardized definition. Tough to know what they're really talking about when they're quoting these figures. Some programs define success as being relapse-free or substance abuse-free for 6 months following treatment. Others might say 12 months following treatment. Some might say if a client ever relapses at any given time after having completed a treatment program, it's considered failure and therefore there is no success in that regard. So there's just a lot of discrepancy and disparity amongst the different treatment programs in terms of how they define success. So the question really is, can success be measured and defined? And we believe that it can, although it may be a bit more subjective than objective. There is a trend currently to measure success in terms of number of days drug-free out of a 365-day period. And that would certainly apply to the first year following treatment and then each successive year thereafter. And it looks something like this. If a client, upon discharge from successful completion of a treatment program, is drug-free for, let's say, 360 out of 365 days in that first year following treatment, that would be considered very successful, I think, by anyone's measure. We also look for the duration of a relapse period. If they are going to relapse and maybe their addiction was alcohol and they happen to relapse on alcohol, how long did they relapse? Was the relapse period just 1 day or maybe 2 days? As opposed to the 8 or 10 days that it was previous to their going to treatment. And following this relapse period, are they right back into their program and into their goal and plan of staying substance abuse free? So we look at relapses in terms of duration of the relapse and frequency of the relapse. Maybe there's just a relapse once a year or 2 times in a year, 1 day per time. That would probably be considered by most people's measurement a pretty successful year following treatment. Another, perhaps even more subjective measure of success, one which is promoted by many clinicians today in the treatment world, has to deal with the clients living a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life following treatment. Tough to actually quantify that or put a number or a metric on it, but if the client, after having completed substance abuse treatment, is happy and they're healthier and they're enjoying life and able to manage their addiction and hopefully be addiction free as long and as much as possible, then that's probably considered pretty successful as well. So as you can see, it's rather difficult to define success, and When you hear people have an 88% success rate or a 98.2% success rate, you may want to be just a little wary of those sorts of figures that are being quoted. The question to probably ask is, how are you defining success? What specific measurement tools or definitions are you using to define success? And that way you'll have a much better understanding and a clearer idea of what to expect through treatment. I hope this segment's been informational and helpful to you. Thanks for watching. For more information on substance abuse and dual diagnosis treatment, please call us toll-free at 888-300-3210 or visit us on the web at miramarrecovery.com.